I am joined. I thought he was MIA. Caleb kept telling me he'll never be here. And I'm like, what? I am joined by Olin Buchanan. He is from the TexAgs universe and TexAgs.com. Well, he's not from TexAgs Live. I haven't heard him all week. And Olin Buchanan, the legend. What's up, brother? What's up, dude?
I'm just enjoying some time off. Except for this, of course, I'm never gonna skip the Louie Bellina show.
I was gonna say, so I get to be the bad guy. I quote unquote made you work.
No, I get to work. This is not work. This is enjoyment. This is recreation. So come up here to talk to the great Louie Bellina.
I told people at the start of the day that the lead today was Brendan Sorsby, but I didn't lead with it because I was the one, Mitch, so I could get kind of that national athletic perspective, and Olin to get the old school journalists. Someone who's totally unbiased, who doesn't hate Texas Tech or anything like I do, their perspective. So I've been waiting for you so that what happened with this?
Yeah, obviously I don't know.
Come on, Olin.
I think
you know people.
I suspect that the Big 12, when they filed their suit, they probably had some conversations with Texas Tech representatives and showed them, hey, this is some of the things we've got, and this is what we're going to talk about. And this is, for instance, I know that Texas Tech voted with the Big 12 10 years or so, some kind of sanction of Baylor. I'm just fuzzy on that, to just show that, hey, here's the hypocrisy. And I just think there was probably, when they started looking at it, understanding they may not get a Texas Tech judge
at some point,
right? And they probably said, yeah, maybe we don't need to fight this battle after all.
Well, there's such a thing as winning the battle, but you can't win the war. Right. And they could win the Sorsby battle, but they will never win the war.
I wonder if the Big 12 didn't have
allegedly the lawyer they got that represented them is like seeing 1,000 flaming chariots with missiles on them were coming at them, because she's supposed to be this legendary, like once the Big 12 got her, it put Texas Tech on alert.
So she's like the lady on Landman then. That attorney, Rebecca, I think's her name.
Just seriously.
Yeah.
I heard, before Sorsby declared, people put up the notice that, Texas Tech got hurt.
Yeah.
Things just got serious.
Yeah, so I think that, and there must have been some discussion that made it pretty clear that they were going to be able to get that hearing, or that
the hearing was scheduled after the NFL date,
right,
so that Sorsby was forced to make a decision too.
Right.
It was well done strategically.
Right. But so he was probably going to be rendered ineligible at some point during the season, and then he wouldn't have been able to get into because the only way he's going to be eligible is if a Texas Tech, because I'm not saying the judge actually went to Texas Tech.
Yeah, the judge that gave him this latest ruling was a U of H grad, but it was a Lubbock Circuit judge.
Right. A friendly Texas Tech judge. And if you got a judge that's just going to look at it objectively and say, "Oh,
hell no," he's going to say, "Hell no."
You can't tell the conference that the rules that you yourself agreed to, Texas Tech, that because all of a sudden you have a guy that broke the rules. You can't try to sue to make sure that you can break the rules. And it was just, I'm sure it was coming obvious that, hey, we did the best we could to manipulate the law, and somebody else made the move and it's checkmate on us, so we might as well just give it up. And Sorsby goes into the supplemental draft. And I just wonder how radioactive he'll be to NFL teams. And first of all, I wonder how good he really is.
That's actually a bigger question to me, is because remember, they're going to have to give up based upon, it could be a third, fifth round kind of thing. Like, for the round pick he'll cost, will he be worth it?
Yeah.
When they can wait and then draft him undrafted free agent at the end of the NFL draft in the spring. Like, seriously, that's what you have to consider.
I looked at his numbers, and they're not bad, but he threw for like 2,800 yards each of the last 2 seasons at, Cincinnati. So it's not like you're facing the strongest defenses every week anyway. And I'm not saying, I can't tell you, because I didn't watch them, how good his offensive line was or his running game to help him or his receivers were. But I just think, some good but not great numbers 2 years in a row. Is this the guy you want to? That you've already turned the whole reputation. You've already marred your reputation. You've turned all of college football against you. Is this the guy that you want to risk it all for?
On the NFL level, let's all be real here. They have athletes that just beat women. They have athletes that do so much worse than gamble. Sorsby's misbehavior is nothing compared to what we get on the NFL level. Nothing.
I know what you're saying, and that's true, except from a business standpoint, and that's what they're thinking about. Nothing's going to hurt their business more than gambling, short of murder. Okay. Right?
They have murderers that played too. Come on, NFL. Look, the NFL,
like the guy from, what was his name? I don't want to say the name because if I get it wrong.
Yeah.
But there was a linebacker. He had gone to school, I think, at Tennessee. I can't remember which team he was playing for, and he ran over somebody in his car while under the influence and somehow beat that rap. I remember that was probably 10 or 15 years ago. But yeah, that's the point. But
Sorsby will provide a redemption story.
There's a reason why.
You know what Sorsby's going to do this fall? Or what he's going to do while he's going to get help. Yeah. He's going to be a redemption arc.
I wonder if what help means. I wonder if that means something. He's got another guy saying, "Oh no, I would take the over on this one." No,
you read my mind. He's going to get professional gambling tips.
Well, you know what? Here's a guy. Here's what I'm saying is how radioactive it is. Here's a guy they're saying it's one thing if you were betting on illegally and you say, "Okay, I'm sorry, I'm going to." But it's another thing you're saying, "Wait, I've got a."
He bet against his own team.
Yeah, I know, but I've got. If I'm a GM, I'm saying, okay, this guy is a pretty good quarterback prospect
and a horrible gambler,
and he's got this. He say he's addicted to gambling, and if you remember Art Schlichter, that just set the Colts back a decade. So. Yeah, I just wonder. Like I said, I wonder how radioactive he is. I wonder who, because the worst thing you can have. I'm not for
Cleveland
your business.
Browns. They'll draft any quarterback at any time.
Maybe, but I'm not saying he'll go undrafted. I think it'll take some team with they'll be quote rolling the dice on him, so to speak.
Oh, taking a shot. They'll take a gamble on him.
Yeah. It's no sure bet here. So yeah, I thought I don't. But this is all speculation. I don't know how it all unraveled for Texas Tech, but the right thing prevailed. Right justice prevailed in this case, even if it wasn't given to you by the judges.
I'll just in the conclusion. Okay, I'm going to fast forward. There's a couple of thoughts here at the end about the whole story. I believe that Texas Tech should still face the shunning and the banning. I think schools should still not play them. In the end, Texas Tech's going to say we did nothing wrong, but they were willing to go to the finish line on this one. If it wasn't for the Oklahoma Attorney General, if it wasn't for the Oklahoma Attorney General, Texas Tech would still be standing by Sorsby.
Yeah. Well, I think Texas Tech has now will be considered maybe the greatest villain in college football now. That'll be the team that everybody in the country hates, whether, as long as you know what's going on.
They'll almost be Texas.
They may be hated more than Texas.
Really?
They may be from a national scope, and that everybody's going to hate them, even though Sorsby's not playing, because we know what you tried to do. We know you tried. And there's been other, in the not too distant past, just last 2 or 3 years, there was a guy at There was a guy at Iowa State that got kicked out. There was a guy at Iowa got kicked out. And if you go way back, there was a guy from Boston College in basketball that went to prison. You can't, for your integrity of your game, you cannot allow gambling. But Texas Tech thought, no, it's okay as long as it's one of our players.
Didn't Rick Neuheisel get fired for a basketball pool?
Yeah, he was a basketball pool.
A pool?
Yeah.
The March Madness brackets.
Yeah. Now, I think what got him in trouble was the amount of money that was involved in it, but it was still...
But it's a March Madness bracket.
Right.
And that was deemed gambling by the NCAA.
And I'm going to tell you this. I believe that if Brandon Sorsby had gambled on basketball, personally, I'd have no problem with it.
I do, because the rule says no. I'm not one of those who wants to modify and do conditional, but that's okay. I just want no to mean no. If a kid can't go 3 years of college and just have no means no, I don't think he deserves
in the NFL,
it.
If you're in the NFL, I think as long as you don't vote on or gamble on NFL games, I would have no issue with you betting on a basketball game. If Olin Buchanan win.
If I'm the player, I want it negotiated in my contract that in order for me not to gamble, you have to pay me X as compensation. To help me get over my disease.
Michael Jordan liked to gamble.
Oh, understatement. Yeah, you're right. No joke. Yeah. He had an addiction. But Jordan really was a gambling addict.
But did he ever, as far as we know, gamble on the Bulls or NBA?
Well,
as far as we know,
he didn't have to
no.
because the NBA fixed it for him.
Well, maybe.
He didn't want to gamble on fixed games.
You know what? There's nowhere we can find that says that he was even charged with gambling on his own team.
Correct.
Or basketball.
Correct. Even though the NBA fixes their own games.
Well, remember the NBA had the crooked referee.
What was
Tim
his name?
Donaghy?
Yeah, there you go. No. Was it? Okay, sure.
I might be pronouncing it wrong. Tim Donaghy, and he went to prison. So again, it's sports at every level. It says no, you can't be gambling. But Texas Tech said, but it's okay if it's our guy.
Well, what they said is
because he is.
We can't hurt him. We can't punish him because it will hurt his future earnings. Remember, that was the argument.
No, my answer was no. He hurt his future earnings when he decided to place bets.
And he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
There's no athlete on the college level that does not know you can't gamble.
It's true. It's true.
So,
well, hey, the coach, the baseball coach at Alabama lost his job like 2 years ago.
That story was wild, too. Remember, he was calling his friends in another town to place the bets for him. Like, he had that stuff down.
And he got fired, and he's banned, as he should be. Of course, we can always go all the way back to Pete Rose and even Shoeless Joe Jackson.
And Pete Rose wasn't betting against his team because Pete Rose wanted to win too bad.
He was betting on his team. And they say that Shoeless Joe Jackson didn't even know what he was doing.
Yeah.
And if you looked
he was a pawn.
And if you looked at his stats in that World Series, there's no way he was trying to throw the game.
He was a pawn.
But he was involved. So the point is, for over a century, everybody has known you cannot gamble on your sport or gamble at all, but especially on your sport and your team. So I'm sorry. You can call him an addict, okay? I'm still not.
It doesn't mean you can do what you want.
Right.
It doesn't.
Yeah, that's not the.
If he has a problem, he needs help, not excuses and justifications.
And we want to help him with his addiction. Okay, fine, help him, but don't let him play, because that's like saying I want to help an alcoholic, and we're going to have the AA meetings down at the local bar.
I'm with you. So should Texas Tech go independent now? Go Notre Dame?
No, because I don't think they have the following to make the money that they'd make in a conference.
Well, the way
of course they don't need it as long as they have Cody Campbell.
The way they act and talk, you would figure they could go independent.
I would love to see Texas Tech go independent and see how it works out for them.
So would I. Oh, I would love that with a passion.
I mean, wasn't like Penn State was independent for a long time.
Forever.
Found out, you know what? It's more profitable being a conference. Pittsburgh was independent for a long time. New Mexico State was even independent, and to try, hey, I'm going to jump in to what are they in now? The WAC or I don't even know what they're in. New Mexico State.
Are they in the WAC
or the Mountain West?
No, New Mexico State. Aren't they in the Pac-12 now?
Well, they changed so much. I have to wait till the season starts and look. But
That's why we have preview magazines.
Yeah. If Texas Tech went independent, I would be skeptical that they would make what they would make in the Big 12.
Would they need it if Cody Campbell committed it with FU money?
Yeah, if Cody Campbell says, okay, well, I'm just going to...
New Mexico State's in the ACC? That's not right.
No, New Mexico State's not in the ACC.
Just
They could be. I mean, Cal and Stanford is, so...
Oh, Pruna in College Station says that Texas Tech will go to the ACC. They won't.
Oh.
Texas Tech won't take them. ACC won't take them. If they might, look, in a survival desperation move, if Florida State and Clemson ever leave, which means that North Carolina and Virginia would leave, if the ACC lose that many teams, they're not going to do survival mode. But maybe in a survival mode move, Texas Tech would go to the ACC, but I don't see it.
Texas Tech is as close as they're ever going to get to being an annual have an annual spot in the playoff, because
Big
Texas
dog mode.
Tech, with the money that they have behind them from Cody Campbell, they can be the best team in the Big 12 year in and year out. Now, I mean, maybe 1 year, or at least they're in contention. They're in championship contention every year. And I know I heard a guy who covers Texas Tech. I heard him on the radio a couple of weeks ago saying they like their backup quarterback. I can't remember what his name is. Huh?
Hammond, the guy from last year? He's just injured for the first 2 to 3 weeks.
And they think that they're going to be the best team in the Big 12, regardless of who their quarterback is.
I actually think that's a true. Look, it's them or BYU. One of them two. Tech will have one loss max. They're going to be back in the college football playoff without Sorsby. But they're probably going to get toasted again without Sorsby. That's the problem.
But, hey, just get in first, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So why would Texas Tech go independent and risk all that?
The bottom line of this story, this was ego. This was Cody Campbell's ego. This wasn't about Texas Tech. We really don't know what Texas Tech president or chancellors wanted to do. We don't know if they were willing to gamble their entire school's reputation or whatever over a gambling addict. But Cody Campbell, the billionaire, was never going to be told what to do. This was not Tech versus everyone. This was Cody Campbell versus everyone.
Probably, but you can say, well, Tech allowed it, but they say, yeah, but maybe Cody Campbell has them hostage.
Texas Tech could have said, "Here's your $25 million back, $50 million." We don't know. Look, he has put so much money in over the past years.
Right.
He could have put in $50 million. And they could have said, "Here's your money back. We'll take it from here."
I don't think people understand just how much $1 billion is, and he's a billionaire. If he just put his $1 billion in a regular 3%.
That dude's put $5 million in softball alone. $5 million.
Yeah, if you put your $1 billion in a regular 3% CD, the payoff is astronomical. So, so I'm sure they're going to do whatever he wants to do, but
they have no choice.
Yeah, I guess
he owns them.
Either that, or they could say, "Yeah, well, we'll just take the money that we get from the Big 12 like everybody else."
Right. They could say that. And they'll fade back into Bolivia, as Mike Tyson once said. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. Look, I've always got questions for Olin because I like hanging out with him, and the dude makes me laugh. If you have questions for Olin, text. 979-693-1150. That's text message number. You can light up the Texas Mobile and Lube Express inbox.
When you say that to all those Aggies, I want to say, yes, text us, A&M.
Texas?
No, just text us, A&M.
Oh, that's bad. I see where you went for the second time. I definitely will be back now.
The Louie Bellina Show. You know how we do. Don't miss the monthly beer recommendations with Alan Ward of Brigadoon Brewery.
Come on, let's go.
Join Louie weekdays 11 to 2 on The Zone.
The Louie Bellina Show. Hanging out with Olin. Even though he's not really here. I don't know. It's something like that. He is here. What am I talking about?
I'm not here.
Well, aren't you not really here?
Well, no, I'm here.
Do the TexAgs people know you're here?
Yeah.
But you weren't there.
Because they know I'm off. I'm taking time off from
Then
TexAgs.
how are you here?
Because I just I didn't leave town, so I just drove up here.
That's awesome. Olin, Buchanan, Louie Bellina inside the Charles Schwab studio. It's an every Tuesday, 1 o'clock hour thing. And, miscellaneous. Maroon and white. It's summertime,
Okay.
right? Your boy, Luke Evangelista.
Evangelist.
That's the quarter. That's the Aggie baseball player.
He'd be a lot cooler if it was Evangelista.
It would give him some
Be
flavor,
a lot
wouldn't
more
it?
Latin.
Like I said, he'd have flavor. He'd
Yeah.
be very World Cup oriented if he was Evangelista.
Yeah.
Put out the report, but it's just to update Aggie basketball battle for Atlantis. They're going to play Xavier and Marquette in their first 2 games in the Bahamas. Why? Mississippi State joined the Battle for Atlantis. They changed the format for Battle for Atlantis. It's now 2 4-team groups as opposed to one big field. So A&M will play Xavier and Marquette, which means what? A&M's going to play against Ruben Dominguez because they get Xavier now.
Well, they can try to settle the score for losing that NIT final on a lucky shot. And then I guess when they play Marquette, that can be the Buzz Williams Classic.
No.
No, you're right.
Okay, I'm just going to go with a hard no on this one. And A&M's non-conference schedule this year, you look up, it's TCU, Oklahoma State, Florida State again, Xavier, Marquette. Your third opponent there is going to be a basketball school also. And then, you pulled Stanford in the ACC Challenge. I don't know about you, but I actually love everything about that schedule.
Yeah, it's solid. I don't see the game yet where you go, oh my gosh, how are you going to deal with that?
Well, I'm not even thinking wins. I like the names. I know
Yes.
there's basketball schools. You're giving me TCU and Oklahoma State. You're giving me my regional flavor.
Yeah, I'm not
right?
saying
I
that-
like everything about it.
Yeah, quite frankly, I'm surprised they don't play more opponents like TCU.
Same here. I thought like a perfect look. Fool the A&M fans who are not 99% of Aggie basketball fans are not basketball fans.
You got to play Baylor.
You can play football schools. Florida State is the perfect one because they're not a basketball school.
Yeah, but that's
And everyone knows Florida State. And if you beat them, people are going to think it's a great win no matter what.
Well, they've actually been pretty decent in basketball in the last.
Decent. They're see, right word choice.
And so even good in some years.
Okay, but they're not a basketball school.
You're right.
They're a football school.
They're a football school.
And every Aggie basketball fan is going to give you 5 times the value for
Because
beating
it's-
Florida State.
Yeah. I'll agree what you're saying is like if you played, say, St. Louis.
Play one of the Dallas schools, one of the Houston schools. You can play Houston, Rice, I don't care. Houston, just play a Houston school, play TCU or SMU or just the schedule should be easy.
Well, I don't know if playing Baylor would be easy, but
You should don't give Baylor a nickel. If they don't come here, you don't play them.
well, then you'd have to go there and be the same thing.
No. I'm never going to Waco. I'm never making an Aggie fan go to Waco. You don't even stop there for gas.
Oh, okay. Well, I know Gabe got into an altercation with some Baylor students one time, so I'm sure
Did
a lot
he?
of. Well, that's what he said. I think he was at the Taco Cabana, and they were giving him a hard time.
In Waco?
In Waco.
I didn't even know they had one.
Or maybe he was outside a girlfriend's house after going to the Taco Cabana.
How many girlfriends did he have?
Probably as many as worked at Taco Cabana. But anyway, the point is that you're probably
Gabe was
not
cruising for women at Taco Cabana. Oh, wow. Okay.
Or maybe they were cruising for him at Taco
Okay.
Cabana. But the point is, he probably shares your thoughts about playing in Waco. And
No.
there's probably a lot of other Aggies that shares your feelings about playing in Waco. To me, though, it is a valuable game. Against it's cheap. It'll draw crowds, and it's probably going to be a good RPI game.
Okay. If you wanted to play a 2-year series where you play Baylor, one in Dallas, one in Houston as your neutral game,
I hate those games.
but they're going to play them.
I hate them.
But they're going to play them. Right?
It's awful.
Okay, but they're going to play them.
Okay.
I agree. To take away home game, well, oh gosh, boy, this is getting complicated. Look, no one ever comes to play at Reed. So they got to play these real team opponents at neutrals. TCU's going to be at Reed, right? If you can get TCU at Reed, can you get Baylor at Reed?
I would think Baylor would come to Reed if A&M would go to Baylor's new stadium the next year.
So you're not going to do
Why
that.
don't you play them both? Why don't you play them twice in the same year?
Because it's Baylor.
Okay. Well, look, from the athletic director, I'm trying to make money.
You can't. It's Aggie basketball. You can't charge what the tickets are worth. You won't sell enough of them in the non-con.
if I have enough teams that like you said, Aggies, they look at Florida State and they're the football thing.
Oh, yeah.
Makes them. Well, Baylor, you just have a innate hatred of Baylor, it appears. So, play on that to get people to come to the games. Every time I've seen Baylor come to Reed Arena, it's been a pretty
hot crowd,
pretty full house.
There's another problem. So these non-conference games are all like in December when there's like 5 people in town.
That's why you need a team like Baylor to come, because some people that are living in town that may not come and see them play Wolford.
We need Miami. We need Ohio State. We need the college football playoffs here.
Well, they played Ohio State here in the not too distant past and won the game, I believe. They've had Memphis here.
No, see, Memphis is a G5.
But if you know your basketball.
See, yeah, you crossed the line.
Okay.
I love this year's schedule in conclusion.
Okay.
Back to the beginning. I do. I think TCU name, Florida State name, also Oklahoma State, as we said. I think these are schools people will be excited to play.
But how are those games going to come out? How's your RPI going to be affected by those games?
I don't see any of them hurting you. I don't see a G3 or 5.
Okay.
Shouldn't TCU, Oklahoma State, and Florida State all be G2?
Depends how good they are. I mean, there have been years where Oklahoma State would be a
G1.
quadrant 1.
I'm saying G. It's quadrants, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But, some years, but not last year.
No, that was the thing about getting destroyed by Oklahoma State was they were not that good.
So,
but that's a whole longer story. That's a different story.
But, yeah, good.
Xavier, Marquette.
Xavier and Marquette both are, really good basketball, traditional programs. So
is Aggie basketball a top 25 team?
I don't know.
They're so right there on the fringe.
I mean, last year they were close. But I'm sorry, Lou, I got to actually see guys play with this. You lost. You lost almost the whole team. Now, they got the guy Bryson Warren, or is it Warren Bryson? Anyway, Bryson Warren got him coming in from the G League where he could really shoot threes.
They got Haggerty. They got
Haggerty. I think they have a great opportunity. I think it's within their reach, but I still wonder: are you going to have what kind of a inside game are you going to have? Is it Jamie Vincent or nothing?
Yes. They have one scholarship left, so they can keep scouring.
Well, I hope if they scour and what comes up with is another Federico, I hope they just say, the heck with it, let's just get another guard. Because there's no point in paying millions of dollars to a guy that A, is marginal at best, and B, doesn't really show any desire to get better.
I don't know. Come on, man. I don't know if that's fair. Maybe Federico wanted. Oh, heard things?
I had heard things about Federico. Wasn't a bad guy, but he was going to do. You told him, here's your workout today, and it's going to be, say, 45 minutes long. It's not going to be 45 minutes and 1 second. It was going to be 45 minutes. And if you're trying to get really better, you're probably going to have to put in a little more extra work on your own.
I understand now. I understand that statement. But we'll be back. Time's running out with Olin, which makes me sad. Maybe I should leave and you can take over the show for the rest of the week.
No one wants to hear a show that doesn't have Alois Bellina.
Sorry.
Is that the right pronunciation?
Not even close. It's not even in the same zip code.
Bellino?
I've been called that many times, actually, but still. Okay, we'll take a timeout. Will we take a timeout?
There was a Houston running back in the day named Alois Blackwell. I thought maybe it was kind of the similar name, Blackwell, Bellina.
No.
Alois,
you're giving American pronunciations. I'm a Puerto Rican Yugoslavian. This is the Louie Bellina Show inside the Charles Schwab studio.
You're a Slava Rican.
Rico Slave, man. Zone.
The Louie Bellina Show.
Who is it?
Participation is rewarded. The Ticket Booth is brought to you by Dixie Tire Company. Listen in weekdays 11 to 2 on The Zone.
The Louie Bellina Show. Look, it's summertime, and you know what we do on the Louie Bellina Show? Well, kind of what we tried to do earlier, but we have fun. We hang out. Yes, we get you ready for the upcoming Aggie football, SEC, college football season. That's what we do every day when we breathe. Go Aggie football. But we hang out and have fun. Today, joining me on the fun, Olin Buchanan of the TexAgs universe, joining me inside the Charles Schwab studio. If you ever, financial future, your family, your life, and you just know you need that help, Mark Sim is our local Charles Schwab agent representative. And if you want more info, just look him up online. You've got time. You're going to be bored at work today. How many times can you check your email? Go to schwab.com/College Station. Schwab.com/College Station. Olin, speaking of off-season, your classic off-season list.
Okay, another
on
list.
3 ranked the 16 head coaches in the SEC.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you where Elko is right off the bat, but here's what I'm going to tell you. When I looked at this list, I realized why the SEC is vulnerable right now. Why the Big Ten's won 3 straight?
Yeah. Top end coaches they have better top end coaches.
Well, the SEC head coaching, this is one of the weakest group I've ever seen.
Well, you're going to put Kirby Smart 1, I imagine.
They have Smart 1, Sark 2, Kiffin 3.
Yeah, and then they're going to have Elko 4.
No, Elko's 5. DeBoer's 4. But this is the weakest SEC group of head coaches since maybe A&M joined the SEC.
I don't know why you can put. I know he got Washington into the final, but you go to Alabama
and do less with more.
And do less with more. Yeah.
I'm with you. So you don't agree with this? You'd move Elko up 1 spot in front of DeBoer?
I might. Yeah. Look, 5 is fine. He's only 2 years into it, just like DeBoer. I think DeBoer's a good coach in a bad spot. But, 5 is fine. You just go ahead and
I would put him.
I
would put him in front of DeBoer.
I would
put
too.
Elko 4.
I would too, but if they want to come 5, I'm not going to get mad about it.
Kiffin is at 3, and he deserves to be there. But here's always my disclaimer: he gets this credit. Here's the pro. He won at Ole Miss. That is a historical losing program, and he gets full credit. But the whole thing about the college football playoff, he should have been there 3 years before he did. But he kept losing games that he would lose on game day with stupid decisions. He's a great recruiter. He plays the modern game well of talent acquisition. He truly does. Give him full credit. But he cost his team wins along the way with his game day decisions.
Yeah, he makes some
and he
bad
wins
decisions.
games with the uniqueness of his offense and his aggression.
The one thing, and this is
punt on 4th and 20 from your 8.
Unless you're playing A&M where you go for it on 4th and 4 from your own 16 and get it and you win the game.
But it's A&M. There's a difference.
The one thing I would disagree with you is when you were said that Ole Miss was, you insinuated it had been a really weak program forever. And the fact that
they have little spurts, but they're a historical losing program.
They had since 2000s. They had a really nice run under. Sometimes they were their own worst enemy under David Cutcliffe, and ended up running him off. And then Hugh Freeze. We can laugh about it, but they were good under Hugh Freeze. There's a reason why Auburn wanted to hire him. They had a very good run under Hugh Freeze, and then I'm not surprised that they did well under Kiffin either. Kiffin was good at Tennessee. People don't want to acknowledge it that back then because of the way it ended. And it was a slimy thing he's ever.
He was only there like 2 years.
1 year.
Yeah, I don't know how you judge that at all, good or bad.
He took over a bad Tennessee team, and they were pretty good. And then he left late January just for signing day.
I told you I think he should be at 3. I don't know. Again, I look at this as a sign of how weak in coaching the SEC is. In the olden days, we'd go 6 deep of legends and icons. We used to be talking when they had Spurrier and Saban, and at number 5 would be someone the winningest coach of their program. Mark Richt, yeah. That's when the SEC
Bobby
spent
Petrino.
a decade winning straight national championships, and was untouchable, undefeated, better than any other two conferences combined.
Yeah.
And now the SEC, we have to claim they're the best based on depth, not actual championships anymore. That's when you're making those secondary arguments of why the SEC is best. I don't think there's two things I've noticed about why the league has been more vulnerable. One, if Eli Drinkwitz is your seventh best coach, your league's not that good. Number two, quarterbacks. The SEC has not been a strong quarterback across the board.
I would say that's the biggest issue, quarterback.
Brett Venables, your ninth best coach, your league is not that good. How I see it.
Yeah, there's a lot of validity to that. The one thing I will push back on is when you say, well,
why are you pushing me, man?
When you say, well, you can't be the best conference if you're not, if you say, well, you haven't won the national championship. And I would argue, I'd say, what if it didn't happen? But let's just say, what if Miami they won, instead of losing a close game to Indiana, they won a close game, and then Miami was a champion. Does that mean the ACC was the best?
No, because one is an anomaly. You have to do it more than once. Anything once does not have value alone in a vacuum. That's one. Now, if the ACC now strings 2 and 3 or 2 in a row, we start a conversation, don't we? And look, what was it? Was it Michigan was first, then Ohio State? Or was it Ohio State, then Michigan? But when the Big Ten won their first, I didn't rush out there to go clap them on the shoulder. I didn't all hail the rate. You know, what it did, put it on the board.
Okay.
But it's 3 straight.
It is. It is. I think the SEC is the strongest football conference, top to bottom.
No championships.
But
even then, when the SEC was in its decade and a half of dominance, the SEC said it was about championships. I don't want to change shift the goalposts.
I think that they were listing their championships, but they'd also talk about how many times did you have 2 SEC teams playing for the championship?
Should have been almost every year. Should have been. So that I look at the coaching list. I think this is a weak list. I do. I don't compared to what it used to be, and the quarterbacks for me.
Well,
I will say this: who among the new coaches, John Summerall, Pete Golding, Alex Golish, Ryan Silverfield, Will Stein. That's a lot. We almost replaced close to.
I think
who excites you?
I think Summerall has the most upside there, and he's at the best place to be successful. Golish, we'll see. I hear great things about him, but being great, how many times we hear guys from do well at a lesser conference and it just doesn't work out?
The fact that Golish, I have a higher expectation on him than any other year one coach because he brought his own quarterback, Byron Brown. Mm-hmm. And Byron Brown's already ranked as one of the top 4 quarterbacks in the SEC. He's supposed to be an All-American potentially. Like, with that advantage heads up, and he inherited that Auburn defense. He should win this year.
Well, a lot of the guys, there's some significant losses off that Auburn defense, so we'll see how good it is again. But he may win this year. Lost his number one receiver. And when I say win, 8 or 9. Don't be 6 and 6. Don't be mediocre. Be competitive. But you're right. There's some of those names on there. You're like, you got to really know college football to know where Ryan Silverfield came from, or however he says his name, because he was at Memphis.
It was Silverfield.
He was at Memphis last year,
where he had the most talent in the league and still couldn't win the league.
Yeah, so
that was a weird one.
Beat Arkansas? No, or did they?
So did Brian High.
Did they beat Arkansas, or did Arkansas pull that one out?
No,
I think they beat Arkansas. Yeah,
but so did Brian High and Chad Smith there.
Well, that's why Arkansas wanted him. Hey, if you can't beat them, join them.
Okay, Arkansas wanted him because when all these openings were there, and you imagine you're Arkansas and you realize your dream list isn't even a dream. Yeah. Your S tier won't return your phone call, and you're the number 3 on hold for everyone on your B list. Yeah. I think Arkansas probably had the most eye-opening job search this time.
I think if you're Arkansas, that was the worst year to have a coach open.
But it was eye-opening. They probably realized where they really stand. They probably didn't realize how low they are right now until this job search happened. Because, again, they didn't get a dream list. No one on S probably returned their call, and they didn't have an A.
Well, their own athletic director made some comments last year about not having enough money to compete.
They killed their tennis program.
And then brought it back.
Yeah, so, and yet you have Walmart money, Tyson money, and Jerry Jones money.
Tyson money goes to basketball, I've been told.
I think all their money goes to basketball. Where does the Walmart money go? Where does the Jerry money go?
I don't know.
They just those three alone should be able to support. If Cody Campbell could support one, those three could support an athletic department too.
If they, just because you have it doesn't mean you have to give it to that. Look at Bucky.
McMillan?
No, Bucky, the Beaver.
I love Bucky's.
He does.
So does the World Cup.
So does the World Cup. But he doesn't give money to A&M Athletics.
Well, I've talked about this before. I don't think he can.
It's good business.
Because he would piss off the rest of the state.
Like I said, it's good
Can't
business.
do it. Dude,
all right,
thank
done?
you. Look, you're on vacation. You still stop by. Caleb thanks you. I thank you.
Well, I'm glad to be here, Lou.
Dude, be awesome.
I'm going to try.
Olin Buchanan, even on vacation, still stumbles into the Charles Schwab studio. Thank you, brother. When we come back, Community Spotlight time on the Louie Bellina Show, presented by CC Electric.
This is Texas A&M's only all-sports station, The Zone. 1150 AM and 93.7 FM.
Each Tuesday on the Louie Bellina Show, right about now, maybe sometimes 51, I don't know. Each Tuesday we end things. It's called the Community Spotlight. I visit with different nonprofits from around Bryan College Station. And this Tuesday, like right now, I get to visit with the United Way of the Brazos Valley. Lizette joins me inside the Charles Schwab studio. You got this smile on your face since the second you walked in.
Yeah, no, it's been a great weekend for United Way.
Well, you had these events that we had talked about for months leading up to it. You had the sneaker soiree and the fight to unite, which what an odd way to unite. But in my universe, that kind of works. And so the United Way, y'all had a big weekend. How did it go?
We had a great time at Sneaker Soiree. Just everyone that was there just had a great time. So we're hoping to build upon that for next year. And then Saturday we had Fight to Unite. And let me tell you, I was blown away. It was so much fun. I didn't know what to expect. And it was really entertaining. You know, those wrestlers are so athletic, and it just.
Well, I know the organization was Lion Pride,
yes,
and they put on an incredible show. Ted was the lead MC. Ted's over at Candy 95. He's my wall mate. I yell and he tells me to shut up. I know Ted very well, so I knew they were going to put on an incredible show. So an incredible weekend for the United Way of the Brazos Valley. And so what's next after such a huge weekend? Summer's just starting. What's next for the United Way of the Brazos Valley?
Well, we're actually winding down our year, and we start back up in July. So coming up, I can't believe it's already been almost a year that I've been there, but it's Campaign Kickoff Tailgate on August 1st. That's a Saturday. New venue this year. It's at the College Station Visitor Center, which is just a great space right there by campus. And, we'll have a band, new caterer. We're just going to jazz it up a bit. So.
And what is it? Yeah, I hear College Station. Okay, but what is it?
Yes. So it is our fundraiser, our biggest fundraiser of the year. We make it a tailgate theme because we have, like cornhole and wine toss. We have, some entertainment.
Did you say wine toss?
I sure did.
Wine. W-I-N-E.
Absolutely.
Now you got my attention.
Exactly. And it's, it's casual. So it's like a tailgate. So we have a lot of fun with that as well.
More details to come?
More details to come.
What's the website if I want to get my own details?
www.uwbv.org. And then for that, I would say you can email us. We'd like to talk about that in person.
Right.
So
uwbv.org. And well, if I need that email address to get, so we can talk in person, uwbv.org, I can get the email address.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. The kickoff on August 1st.
That's correct. August 1st.
And it'll be at the College Station
Visitor Center.
College Station new venue.
Yes, I'm excited.
All right. You got me excited. I'm serious. What a way to kick off. You say the kickoff. In my world, which, Sports Radio 1150, The Zone, 93.7 FM, The Zone, kickoff, players report for Aggie football about that time. And it's the kickoff of the college football, the Aggie football season.
Exactly.
And summer's over for me, so I'm kicking off the college football season. I like a good party.
Absolutely. Who doesn't love a good party in the fall, especially? So
what time of the year does the United Way, you start taking the applications for the new charities and all of that stuff?
Yeah, so that's actually, we're in a 2-year cycle, so we're on year 2.
This is year 2.
This is year 2, so it'll still be a little little while before we start that process.
I wonder about, because you fascinated me last time, how this process works and all these, for y'all, those y'all that don't know, the United Way empowers other nonprofits they partner with, and these fundraisers they do is money to help other nonprofits accomplish their missions, and I think what y'all do is incredible.
Yes, thank you. No, it's a lot of work, but I mean it's awesome. We're serving our entire community in different ways.
Yep, so. In Brazos Valley, so you're helping Bryan, College Station, but there's other cities in the Brazos Valley too.
Yeah, 7 surrounding counties. So yeah.
There's never a dull moment.
Never.
Never a moment to spare. There's always someone going.
Always.
How many different charities, nonprofits, how many different nonprofits are you guys currently partnered with?
With 18.
All around the Brazos Valley?
All around the Brazos Valley, yes.
That's absolutely amazing. And does that number go up every 2 years?
It just varies, honestly, depending on how many apply and, what our resources look like. And so, it's kind of an intense process. So, we want to make sure that those funds are used, in a way that's going to help people.
So August 1st will be their big kickoff party. For more information, the website is
uwbv.org.
If you want to get their email address, if you're interested in being a part of the United Way of the Brazos Valley, how do you be a part? You can always donate money, but volunteering, they always can use volunteers. There's a million things going on all year round. You go ahead
and email us if you're interested at united@uwbv.org.
There you go. You can send an email if you're interested in more information. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And congratulations on the weekend. I know when you're back to back and you got all the volunteers, everybody's in motion. It can either be, oh no, or it's like, oh yeah. Everybody had fun. And the smile on your face tells me y'all had an amazing weekend.
We did. We're really happy with it.
Thank you so much and good luck. You get a little time to rest and then a lot of time to plan, and then you throw a big party.
Let's do it.
Thank you.
Thank you.